Hello, everyone. Happy post-Christmas, pre-New Year's.
Whatever day it is it a Monday?
It is a Monday.
Wow.
It is our last Monday together for
I know.
2025. Thank
Crazy.
thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking time out of your holiday celebrations, or maybe just escaping the family for an hour.
Yes.
And
That's what I'm doing right now in a hotel.
yes, I know you have a lovely backdrop behind
Yes,
you.
I'm staying in Times Square, so very nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We will talk in just a minute then
Yes.
about what you're up to, and much more exciting what I'm up to. I am hibernating. It's been a
Yes.
wonderful week of absolutely nothing. So,
That sounds wonderful.
but before we do that, let's check in with some of you. And Mr. Michael Bingham is first in. Hoping everyone had a fun Christmas. Hope you are going to have a fun New Year's, Michael. Thank you for joining us for the last
Yes.
podcast of the year. Also, thank you to joining us to Tails and Orange Blossom. Welcome, guys. All right. Well, we'll give it just a second, but we got a couple dozen people already logging in. So I will queue up our video,
Perfect.
and yeah, maybe we've got 10 very exciting things to talk about, but
Yes, we
maybe we
do.
can be out of here in under an hour and get on with the rest of our holiday. All right. Are you ready? I'm ready. You
I'm
ready?
ready. Yeah.
I'm ready. Let's do it on the count of 3, 2.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Attract Fan Travel. I am Seth.
And I'm Carly.
And we are here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme news and more, as well as what's going on in our own lives. And Carly, how has your Christmas holiday season been?
It has been amazing, exhausting, sort of restful. You know, it's that weird kind of in between where you're doing a lot, but not really a lot, and you're tired. But it was wonderful. I hope everyone had a great Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and all the things. And now I can't believe it. We just have a few days left in 2025.
This year went so fast.
It did, and I was thinking about it. Like, I mean, there was so much that happened this year, which we'll get into when we do the our top 10.
Yeah,
I honestly forgot Epic Universe opened this year. Like that was May, which is really like halfway through the year.
Right?
It's crazy.
I feel like we had easily 2 or 3 years worth of events, especially in the theme park world, all packed into one.
Yes,
so,
which kind of
and we won't even get our into the rest of the world. It's just
I know. Yeah.
It's been a lot. 2025 has been a lot.
I know. I would have liked to spread it out and savor everything, because I'm like, what's happening in 2026? But there is actually a lot. So
there is, yeah. Well, I had the perfect Christmas week of doing as little as possible.
Yes.
I was just sort of hibernating at home. We had a traditional Jewish Christmas celebration, which means we went to the movies and then had Asian food for dinner.
Well, we had Asian food as well, and it was delicious.
And just doing as little as possible to kind of recharge this week. But we did go out last night to Judson's Live to see a friend of ours, Tamisha Harris, is touring the country with her Cabaret of Legends. She performs Josephine Baker and Tina Turner and Whitney Houston. She's just an amazing vocalist, and she's touring across Canada, and she'll be back in Orlando in May. But
and that venue is unbelievable.
It's the jazz club that they built onto the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center, and it is so cozy. It is gorgeous. They have great food and drinks. So yeah, if you want a classy evening out in Orlando, and ticket prices are really reasonable for shows. So
absolutely,
definitely worth a visit.
You're like, where am I when you're in the venue? Because you look like, oh my God, I must be in, I don't know.
It feels like a jazz club in New York City or something. Yeah.
But even nicer. And I'm like, wow, it was so shocking the first time I went.
Love that place.
Recommend seeing a show there.
All right. Well, we have a very special episode for you
Yes.
today. For our final episode of the year, instead of talking about new news stories, we go back over the most popular top 10 news stories of the year on our website, Attractions Magazine, as chosen by you, the readers, the viewers, by what you clicked on. And I will be totally transparent. I don't understand how the algorithms work in what they feed to people, what they show people. So that's probably got a factor in what becomes popular or not. And I will say we've filtered this for our theme park and attractions news. We could probably do a whole separate top 10 list about McDonald's Happy Meal toys.
Every year.
Every year, incredible. We've got, a lot of folks who probably listen to this have no idea that we cover Happy Meals on our website as well. And that is probably as popular or more popular than anything theme park that we talk about. But we're going to
Wild.
leave that off to the side. Instead, we are going to jump into our top 10 stories on attractionsmagazine.com for 2025, starting right now. All right, we are going to start out at our number 10 story of the year, and this is just from a few weeks ago. A new Harry Potter theme park land was announced, and it's not going where you think. Not a Universal park, but a Legoland park, and not in the United States or England, but in Germany.
Yes, this is really quite surprising because it takes a lot to make it onto a top 10. And we just talked about this story. So
Yeah,
this news shocked a lot of people.
This just popped up the beginning of December. Legoland and Deutschland Resort in Germany, which is owned by Merlin Entertainment, teaming up with a Lego Harry Potter to create not only a Lego Harry Potter land, but a hotel themed to Harry Potter for the first time. Something I know a lot of people have been crying for years to bring to Orlando, but it is going first into Germany.
The hotel is the big selling piece here because, we've all dreamed, no matter, even if you're moderately a Harry Potter fan, seeing the way they brought those immersive worlds to life in like Diagon Alley, I want to sleep there.
Oh, absolutely. And because this is Lego Harry Potter, it's got that trademark Lego look and sense of humor. I played the Lego Harry Potter video games when they first came out. They're a lot of fun.
Amazing.
So this we don't have an opening date for this yet or any real details on what the attractions will be. We know they won't be copies of the Universal attractions, but all new ones. And of course, there's also a whole nother Harry Potter land coming to a completely different theme park in Abu Dhabi. That was actually supposed to open at Warner Brothers in Abu Dhabi this year, but it's kind of been pushed off with no real news on that lately. So
very exciting.
And in other Lego Land news, Galacticoaster, the indoor space-themed roller coaster, is coming in 2026 to both California and Florida.
Very exciting.
All right, and next up, our number 9 story. Busch Gardens in Tampa Bay is opening one of its biggest animal habitat expansions ever in 2026, and it will be a whole new area devoted to lions and hyenas. It's called Lion and Hyena Ridge. And we first got teased about this back in September, and we got more details about it in November, coming in the spring.
Yes, and this thing, they said this is our most ambitious. This thing is huge. It is 35,000 square feet.
Yeah,
wow.
That's massive. The biggest habitat in over a decade. And you're going to be able to view the animals. There'll be glass and shaded walkways to separate you. And the animals will have natural water and rock formations. I know my favorite part of Kilimanjaro safaris is driving past Pride Rock and hoping that you will see a lion there. And so an attraction where I can just park myself and wait as long as I have to in order to see a lion instead of taking a chance on driving past in a truck.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, no, this sounds lovely. I love what they're doing over there, and it really seems like they're investing a lot in this specific park.
Yeah, this is also they've got in 2026 a Sesame Street Kids Weekends that are coming. They've also got the Food and Wine Garden Festival, Glory in the Gardens Christian Music Festival, and this follows them opening that Wild Oasis Children's Area in 2025. So continuing to develop that park. And in other Busch Gardens SeaWorld news, the sister park in Orlando, we've got a suspended dark ride coming in 2026 that I'm sure will be
Yes,
one of the big stories of next year.
very excited for that.
All right. Next up, our number 8 story of the year. Epic Universe is going to pop up a number of times on this list, but one of the biggest stories has been capacity. How many people they're letting in the park, how many rides they have in the park, and whether that's enough rides for the number of people. Well, back in late October, we had a Universal executive, actually Mike Cavanaugh, the president of Comcast, who will become the co-CEO of the company, admit on an earnings call that they deliberately held back attendance. They deliberately limited capacity and capped ticket sales at a lower level to make for a better experience. But is that still true now?
Yeah, absolutely. This is very fascinating. I don't know if you see those lists where it's like out for 25, in for 26. My
Uh-huh.
out for 2025 would be people not complaining about wait times at Epic Universe. That's my number one wish in 2026.
Well, looking at wait times over, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day were actually not too bad. But post Christmas, I was just looking at the wait times. If you wanted to go on Mario Kart and you hopped into line right now, you will be waiting about 4 hours.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Ministry of Magic was actually doing better. I checked; it was just a little over 2 hours. Minecart Madness over 3 hours. So yes, definitely, they have raised the number of people going to the parks. The last I heard, they hit, I think, over 24,000 people for the first time a week or so ago. And you know, if you look at the TEA report of annual theme park attendance, you know, we see the Universal parks typically get around 9 million folks a year. If 24,000 people a day every single that number. So Epic
Wow.
Universe is just now hitting a peak of what they need to make their average daily in the long run.
Wow. So this is kind of
So
like crushing my dreams of adding it to my AP soon.
yeah, I mean, the more we look at it, I think we need some expansions to open at Epic Universe before they up the number of people that are in there on a regular basis.
Sadly,
So
that is the truth.
so yeah, I don't expect to see those wait times falling in the near future.
If you're
But
listening, Universal, I will take a pass that just lets me into restaurants, lounges,
I,
bars.
I will
Because I don't
happily
even
take
need to go on rides.
an after 4 p.m.
Yes.
pass, or just open up that hub so I can eat at Blue Dragon. I'm happy with that too.
Oh, that would
I'll
be a
eat at
dream. That's
Blue
totally
Dragon
what
and
I
just
missed.
hang out in Celestial Park.
Yes, it's
I'll
so
be happy.
perfect. And yes, I hope that will be coming soon, maybe. But I guess we'll find
Yeah.
out in the new year.
So the bottom line is Universal was holding back capacity. They have increased it, but it's still their maximum is still only about what the average is for another park. So it's going to be a long time before they're able to do the daily numbers that a Magic Kingdom can do on a peak day.
But that's
All
okay.
right.
They're ironing out all the kinks.
Yep.
It will be there.
Taking it slow. Taking it slow. All right. Next up, number 7. And this is another story that is only a couple weeks
Wow.
old, but has jumped to the top of our list. So there are obviously a lot of sloth fans out there, and
I
they
mean,
are
how could you
going to be
not? Yeah.
very excited when Sloth World opens on International Drive in Orlando in February of 2026, making it home to the world's first slotharium, a
I love
place
that
where
word.
you can walk around, have a guided tour through a rainforest-style habitat where over 40 sloths live and climb freely around, not separated from them by glass or cages, but just sloths chilling out, eating, moving very, very slowly, and doing their sloth thing.
It sounds
Uh,
adorable, and this is crazy, because we see all these animal attractions. You don't get this kind of experience. So I don't know much about the nature of sloths, but I assume they're gentle creatures. And I can't wait to see, we're probably going to see on TikTok in the first couple days, one's going to, carefully embrace a guest's arm and they're going to lose their mind because it's going to be such a cool moment.
they sloths are famous for moving very slowly, but I will tell you, I got to meet one and hold one once at IAPA years ago. I believe it might have been SeaWorld brought one, or an animal company that works with SeaWorld, and they are gorgeous and their eyes are so sweet, but they are surprisingly strong. When you touch one, you feel there are muscles under there.
Well, that's scary.
And they have nails. I don't know if they're claws or just, but they are long. And if they chose to do some damage to you, I'm sure that they could.
This sounds like a low budget horror film.
Yeah, right. How has there not been a sloth horror movie yet? I'm sure it is out there. Please let
I'm
us
sure
know.
it's somewhere on one of those streaming boxes.
But I'm sure it will be perfectly safe because they are going to have trained guides leading you through this 7,500 square foot facility. You're going to have a small group led by ambassadors who will keep both you and the sloths safe. But this just sounds like a really adorable alternative to another theme park attraction. This definitely seems unique. I can't think of another place in the world where you can have quite this sloth experience.
Absolutely. I hope that you get to do it and cover it at the opening because it
I
is
hope
really
so
soon.
too.
So I just can't wait to hear how it goes.
I just hope that there's a little Zootopia tribute, that they have a DMV desk with a sloth sitting there.
Yes.
Working
And,
for the motor
and
vehicle.
all the merch, I'm sure. They're going
All
to
the
be
merch. All the
adorable
merch.
merch.
Okay. Next up from sloths to Tay-Tay. Taylor Swift's Eras Tours was a big hit on Disney Plus this year. And just a couple weeks ago, Disney World gave Taylor Swift fans a surprise treat by adding costumes worn by the performer on display now inside the Walt Disney Presents exhibit at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Yes, this was very exciting. A lot of people went that first day. So these are the actual outfits. And if you follow Taylor Swift or know a little bit, the outfits that she wore on the tour were a very big deal, seemingly with no reason. She would change it one night and it became a huge online thing. I would follow it. I'm a casual fan, but I was fascinated by the online community being, when there's a new bodysuit, whatever. So you're going to be seeing actual pieces that are all designer. We have Christian Louboutin, Vivienne Westwood. I mean, these are nice pieces, and you're going to get to go right up close to it. These little exhibits are, your face is right there. So this is kind of a crazy experience.
Yeah, if you've never been through this exhibit, this is the Walt Disney Presents. It's right outside of the animation courtyard near the Little Mermaid show. And it's a museum-style attraction. Most of the exhibits in there are devoted to Walt Disney himself or the Walt Disney parks. This is they have put things in there before from Disney movies, but this is the first time that they've featured a performer like Taylor Swift in there. I think they had to take out the design models of Spaceship
Tower of
Earth
Terror.
and Tower of Terror,
Yeah.
which I will miss. Maybe they will come back at some point, but for now, you can check out the Karma bodysuit, jacket, and boots from the Midnight's era, the Tortured Poets Department dress, and the Reputation Gold Snake bodysuit. And yeah, you can get a great view of all of those. This exhibit opened up on December 12th. And it's probably a limited time thing. They're always rotating this. So if you are a Swiftie, go check it out while you can.
Yes, perfect synergy with the documentary. I watched it. It's very great on Disney Plus, so check it out.
All right. Next up, our number 5 top story of the year. More Harry Potter news. This time, some high-calorie Harry Potter news.
I went into the Harry Potter New York store yesterday. I always like to pop in.
Tell me
And I
about it.
haven't tried. They now have butterbeer ice cream. I'm
Mhm.
thinking I might, for science, have to try it to see how it compares.
Compared to the
to the
Universal
parks.
version.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, let me know how that is. Did they still have any of the attractions that it originally opened with? I know there was a virtual
The
reality thing, a
broom,
broomstick. Is
yes.
they're still available?
Yeah, and it
Right.
largely looks the same. It's
Okay.
actually a great shop. I love going in there, just popping my head in. They usually have a good sale section, and they have the little treats shop too. So definitely
Nice.
fun when you're in New York.
Well, if you are outside the New York area, you could still participate in this Houses of Hogwarts donut uh, launch, which happened nationwide on August 18th to celebrate the return to Hogwarts every year around back to school time. And they also had a special Hogwarts event with free food on August 23rd. This was a partnership between Krispy Kreme and Warner Brothers Discovery Global Consumer Products. The limited time series ran back in August, and they had special donuts for each of the 4 houses, plus a special sorting hat donut that had a surprise color on the inside, so you didn't know which house you got until you bit into it.
That is really, really cool. I'm a Slytherin, which that Slytherin donut sounded good, but I would think I'd want to try the sorting hat to see what happens.
Yeah. I would probably also want to try that golden snitch latte,
Oh,
which
yeah.
sounds kind of like a butterbeer flavored latte with Biscoff cookie crumbles and caramel toffee. That sounds pretty tasty. They also, as I mentioned, on August 23rd, celebrated Houses of Hogwarts Day, and they gave away free original glazed donuts to anyone wearing their Hogwarts robes or other apparel. And they also had a sweepstakes to visit the Wizarding World in Orlando or Hollywood.
Amazing.
Yep. All right. Moving on, our number 4 story of the week. I'm sorry, of the year.
Yeah.
And this one was quite a controversial story.
Yes, the internet broke.
Yes. So back in October, Retro Escapes, which bills itself as the world's first nostalgia park, launched its pre-opening
Yeah,
media
it's not really
campaign.
an I guess it is
It's a
technically an announcement. I
pre-announcement.
don't know.
So this is a project, proposed theme park in Las Vegas that is inspired by the years 1950 through 1990s. And it will be, if it comes to completion, an indoor-outdoor theme park with rides, restaurants, and shows from the past and the future. It is the idea of Daniel Leo Jr., who is an influencer, and his father, Daniel Leo Sr., who's a developer. And they launched this on social media with a lot of AI generated art, which is the best way to make something controversial on the internet, is to advertise it with AI.
If I had a trust fund, I'd probably wanted to create a theme park too. So I don't
Yes.
blame them for wanting to do this.
Sure.
And we've talked about it. Las Vegas needs one again. So I am all ears.
They've also enlisted the services of PGAV Destinations, which is a very legitimate company that's worked with Disney and SeaWorld. However, all of the concept artwork that has been distributed is not from PGAV. PGAV themselves, when we talked to them back in October, said they have not started producing any work on it. So whatever artwork we have, who knows where it came from or who generated it. Um, but take it with not just a grain of salt, but an entire Himalayan mountain worth of salt.
Enough to put 11 in sensory deprivation.
Oh, that's a good Stranger Things reference for those of us who just suffered through those last 3
I didn't watch
miserable
it.
episodes. Oh my God. Get ready to fast forward.
Oh boy.
And I mean, this is a total digression, but if the world is about to end and I stop you to have a 20-minute heart-to-heart talk,
Did I slap you?
and please just slap me and remind me that, like, dimensions are collapsing and we can have the personal conversations later. Yeah, please.
Oh, this is so funny, but yes.
So
But that's how much salt you need. And if you look at these
almost
pictures,
as funny as some of these garbled AI text in the signage, and yeah, other very questionable elements in this presentation. And they did a big social media blitz and then kind of have gone quiet in the couple months since then.
yes, it's all very confusing because that blitz was on like a property that was right adjacent to the strip, but I don't think this is where that's going.
Yes,
It's very odd.
there were some kind of sketchy Instagram reels and such of people standing in vacant lots on the strip that I don't think actually have anything to do with this project. And yeah, so we will see if and how this develops. But as you mentioned, it's been a long time since Vegas had a legit theme park. We've got lots of little attractions and Area 15, but not a real theme park. So I'm all for it if it comes to be.
Same
So,
here, yeah. I know
but
it's like sort of like a Hard Rock Park-ish, which I never got to visit, but always wish I could have.
mhm.
So I'm eagerly awaiting this. This whatever release it was felt a little sloppy to me, but we'll give them a second to
I
pause.
all I will do is I will point our readers to the disclaimer that we had to add to the bottom of this article, and we rarely have to put a disclaimer like this, but we had to explicitly say that we do not endorse every attraction that we write about, and that many announced projects do not end up happening. So
We
be
know
sure
that a
to
lot in recent
be
years.
sure to check the legitimacy of your organizers before giving them any financial information or investing in anything. Yeah. Okay. Moving on, our number 3 story of the year takes us across the ocean to France, where in just a few months, Walt Disney Studios Park at Disneyland Paris will no longer exist and will be replaced with Disney Adventure World. March 29th, 2026 is the day where the big name change happens. And the park is not only changing its name, but also getting some brand new attractions and even whole new lands. It's very
Oh yeah,
exciting.
this is
And
exciting.
if any Disney park needs a major makeover, it was the Walt Disney Studios Park in Paris, because it made the 1.0 version of Disney California Adventure look, well made.
Yes, I mean I liked it because it was so 90s, but I know that I have to put my personal feelings aside that we needed to do a change. It was stuck in
Yep.
time, and I think this is the right answer.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, for a long time, Disneyland Paris, the original Disneyland park there in France, has always been regarded as the most beautiful, best designed of the Magic Kingdom style parks. And the movie studio park was always regarded as like
The
the
black sheep of
cheapest,
the
the black
family.
sheep of the
Yeah.
Disney family. It has come a long way. I mean, they've got uh they added Ratatouille before we had an Epcot, and that was a phenomenal addition to the park. And I think in some ways that they're Marvel Avengers Campus is better designed than the one we have in
I
Anaheim.
I covered the opening and it was 10 times better than the
Yeah,
one in Anaheim, but I think it was just a space issue.
yeah.
The one in Disneyland Paris is so big, but again, you're right. It adds so much to that park. I think it is a little jumbled, although it is home to some of the best rides like Crush's Coaster. It
Yep.
needs a little bit more of an overall brand reshake up, and I think this is going to
And
be it.
that is exactly what it's getting. So, in addition to the new name, Disney Adventure World, it's getting a new park map, and they've kind of divided the park up into regions where the front of the park is now known as World Premier Plaza, which leads to Adventure Way, which is the new ring that goes around this new central lagoon. And that is where they're going to have a nightly fountain show that also launches on the 29th of March. And of course, the big new anchor at this park is the Frozen Land, which has a clone of Hong Kong's Frozen Ever After ride, which we're getting some of those same upgrades in Epcot in not too long.
Yes, very exciting. I can't
Yep.
wait to see this. I love Disneyland Paris Resort, and I feel like this is going to be great.
Yeah, this is a much needed improvement. And there's also the Tangled ride. It's a kind of a teacup style ride themed to Rapunzel. It looks really beautiful, as well as restaurants. And it's, a whole new relaunch for this park. And then in the future, there's also going to be a swing ride themed to Up. And of course, the Lion King area with a big flume ride is under construction. So lots more coming to the Disneyland Paris Resort and the former Walt Disney Studios Park. And all kicks off March 29th.
So soon.
All right. And now we are down to our number 2 story of the year. And yes, there were complaints. There have been complaints. There will be complaints about capacity and lines at Epic. But a lot of that is because the rides are really darn good and worth waiting for. And our reporter, Mateo, gave his personal ranking of all 11 rides at Epic Universe. Obviously, this sparked some debate and some interest because it is our number 2 article of the year. I gotta say, I appreciate his ranking overall. I'm down with the most of it, but there are a few that I personally would quibble with. So we're not going to
It's a very
go.
personal choice
It
everyone
is,
must make.
yes. I mean, I think I think we can generally agree on the bottom few and the top few, but exactly where they all land, uh, quite a lot of debate. The bottom of Mateo's list, his number 11 was Fire Drill, which is the boat battle ride in How to Train Your Dragon, which I can definitely see. It's pretty much an off-the-shelf splash battle that they've got in lots of other parks. The theming is cute, but it's very simple, and you cannot go on that ride without being soaked for the rest of the day. So,
Yes, I
and
haven't done it here for that exact reason. I love the theming, but again, I've been on a Legoland, so I get
yeah.
the gist.
Yeah, if it's not a hot day, it's a walk on because no one wants to go on it. And if it is a hot day, it's a ridiculously long line. So yeah. He also is not a huge fan of Yoshi's Adventure, which is a shame. I think it's cute. I love, Omnimover, people mover style, simple, slow rides, but it definitely a lot of it is really sun bleached. There's no shade
Yeah,
for most of it.
I just wish
Uh,
it was a full dark ride because there are dark
it
scenes,
it
and
it's
it's
got
very
it's
cute.
got
But
really only got one true dark ride scene, and it needed some more. Yeah, but it is adorable. And he's got Curse of the Werewolf at number 9. I might even personally put that a little lower, just because I never get a good spin on Curse of the Werewolf. I think it only really looks good at night because during the day you're just staring at those nets,
the netting,
um,
yeah.
and it's just too short. It just as it's starting to get good, it's over.
The queue
Um,
is fantastic, and the theming is wonderful.
yeah, no, I well, I don't know if I'd go so far as wonderful. Like the queue isn't bad, but like you see that statue of the fortune teller at the end, and
Yeah,
she's obviously just a static statue with a speaker sitting completely naked next to her. It could have plussed it a little. That's all I'm saying.
that's fair.
So his middle of the pack, he's got Dragon Racers Rally, which now that I've figured out how to make that thing flip, now that they've loosened the limiter on it and you can roll it more easily, I've increased my appreciation of that one. But I agree it's basically an off-the-shelf carnival ride, not worth the long waits it gets.
Right.
Constellation Carousel, I think that's a hidden gem. I
Absolutely.
think especially after dark,
Just about to say,
especially
at night, it could be
at
top 3 even,
at night, and if you get the rave track, the like disco soundtrack where it goes backwards, that might be in my top 4. But it can get really long lines at night. The other night, it had the longest line in the park at closing time.
Wow. But I
Um,
totally understand. The first time I did it was at night, and I was like blown away. It's magical.
Now, one thing that surprised me, he's got Hiccup's winged gliders only at number 6. I think that's almost as good as Hagrid. Not quite, but almost.
I
I
personally love
love
it. Yeah,
I love it. It's so re-rideable.
and
It's
it's just gorgeous. You're
it,
basically
yeah,
getting an aerial view of the most incredible themed land.
yeah, fantastic visuals. And it's so easy to ride it. You don't feel like you're fighting against it. You can just um, it's so comfortable. I love that one. Um, Dead in the middle here at number 5. He's got Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. Some people really dislike this ride. Some people really love this ride. So I guess putting it about the middle at number 5
It's a
is
very polarizing one. I
very
will have this
polarized.
towards the end of my list.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite in Hollywood. It's exactly the same here. I don't get it. I don't want to play. I wish it was like another just a true dark ride because the scenes are so beautiful.
Yeah. You know,
I don't
I,
want to play anything. I just want to look.
I'm a big fan of 3D and virtual reality and augmented reality, and sometimes I ride it and everything just works. I'm able to lock in and it's a fantastic experience. And sometimes I'm spending the whole time thinking this is jittery and janky and I just want to take this headset off, which you can do. You can ride it without the headset on and just enjoy the sets. And
That's
that's
what I
perfectly
usually
fine.
do now because I
Um,
was just getting frustrated.
to
But
be honest, this is one that I single rider, but I don't waste the time in standby line for this one. If it's singles or nothing for me on this one. Um, Now getting into the final top 4, and
the
I know,
gloves are coming off.
yeah, yeah. So the top 4, number 4, he's got Stardust Racers, and I this is for me neck and neck with Velocicoaster as my favorite roller coaster in town. I go back and forth on any given day which one I like better. Obviously, with this kind of has some tragic associations now. It's kind of, I don't know, put a little bit of a damper on people's joy of Stardust Racers. But I think it's still a world class coaster, and I think it'll be around for a long, long time.
Yeah, and at night it's just oh my god, like a
Yep. Oh yeah.
breathtaking experience.
And man, that green side back row is that's a life changing roller coaster experience for sure.
I went to heaven, I saw people, and I came back
Right.
down to earth, and that was my experience when I did that.
So number 3 is a tough one. He's got Minecart Madness at number 3. And he admits right off the top that it's his favorite ride at Epic when it's actually working. It is not my favorite ride at Epic. I would put this in my bottom half. I think this
Same.
is one of the most fun rides at Epic to stand off to the side and watch other people go on. But the actual experience, first of all, waiting in the very, very lightly themed queue, not much fun. Second of all, the ride is just plain rough and not rough in the way I wanted it to be. I wanted it as a minecart to be bumpy up and down, but this is bumpy side to side, and I don't like bruising my elbows. I just feel like I've been shuffled back and forth
It's
through
like
the
a
whole
boardwalk
thing.
style attraction.
Yeah,
The feel, yeah.
yes. Goofy Sky School, if you've ever done that out at California Adventure, that, but I only wait 15 minutes at the most for Goofy Sky School.
Right.
This, had a 3-hour wait when I checked on this earlier today. It just not worth it. It's a great one to watch other people on. It was a great concept, but it just doesn't work for me.
You're right. I can just hang by the drums and look at people go riding it there,
Yeah.
and that is more enjoyable.
All right, finally we get to number 2 and number 1, and these are definitely back and forth. We could have a whole debate, a whole episode talking about which of these two should end up on top. But on Mateo's list, number 2 was Harry Potter and the Battle of the Ministry, and number 1 was Monsters Unchained. I can't argue. I think that the Ministry does some absolutely amazing things, and if I judge it based on my first ride on Ministry during the press preview day, when it still had its full range of motion and every effect worked, that ride would be my number 1. But I will never experience that ride again, and no one else ever will. With the version of
Exactly.
Battle of the Ministry we have right now, I'm happy with it being number 2 behind Monsters Unchained.
And I think it's not my number 1 either, but the grand scale of the queue, I mean, I appreciate all those elements. It is incredible what they did,
Yeah.
but Monsters is my number 1, so I agree with this list.
Yep. And that is based on, Monsters also has issues. Sometimes the pre-show is closed off entirely. I can count on one hand the number of times I've seen the finale Dracula actually come out and do all his animation. But even so, the whole experience, the motion of the ride, the sets, the lighting, the sound design, everything about that Monsters Unchained experience is just chef's kiss. 10 out of 10.
I mean, when you're in the land and you see in the distance, that's where it starts, and you're like,
Yep.
oh my God, this is
Yes.
real. And that's how I feel when I ride this attraction. It is just unbelievable. What's real, what's fake, I don't know. The first time my mind was so blown away, and all the lines were blurred because I couldn't figure out what was happening.
It's so repeatable because there's so much detail, and the love that the designers have for the classic monsters really shows through. You can tell that it was a passion project for the creative team, and not that Harry Potter wasn't, but there's so much love in Monsters Unchained, and the only thing that makes me sad, I wish maybe they had put a slightly lower capacity ride system so that it could have longer waits, so people could think it was more popular. Because you always see people saying, "Oh, it's only 20-minute wait, it's only 40-minute wait, and Harry Potter is 4 hours, so it must not be a good ride." No, it's doing its job. It's chewing people up and spitting them out constantly, and not breaking down every 5 minutes. So it's doing its job, and it's behaving the way an e-ticket should.
Absolutely, yeah. It is so perfect. I love it. Definitely like a highlight of my 2025 was riding it for the first time.
First time. Yep, for sure. All right. Well, that brings us down to our number 1 story of the year. But before we jump into it, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
The Attractions Podcast is brought to you by MEI and MEI-Travel. Whether your next vacation is a magical trip to the theme parks, an exciting adventure to the pyramids of Egypt, or just a relaxing cruise on the turquoise waters of the Bahamas, MEI-Travel provides premium service and expert advice to help you get the most of your vacation. They are always free of any hidden fees or costs to you. Visit them at mei-travel.com.
And while we're at it,
our Epic Universe magazine is the ultimate grand opening souvenir for Orlando's newest theme park. It's got 64 pages of photos, vacation planning advice, and behind-the-scenes secrets from all 5 portals: Super Nintendo World, Dark Universe, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, and Celestial Park. It's not every day a new theme park opens in Orlando, so mark the moment and celebrate history with the Attractions Magazine Epic Universe Grand Opening issue, now available at attractionsmagazine.com.
It's time for the main attraction.
All right, for this year's main attraction, the number one story on attractionsmagazine.com for 2025 was the permanent closing of Six Flags America. Yes, the theme park located near Baltimore and Washington, D.C. in Bowie, Maryland, is now permanently closed. The Hurricane Harbor Water Park, along with it, also shut down. And Six Flags has gone through a lot of changes since its merger with Cedar Fair. We've talked about the good side, being able to get really, really cheap annual passes that get you into all the parks. We talked recently about how they are expanding their Looney Tunes presence. They've also got Peanuts in the Cedar Fair parks. Lots of positive things, but for folks who grew up going to this park or are still their home park, it's sad news because Six Flags America is no more.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I personally never have been, but I was following a lot of people that were visiting in the final months of operations.
Mhm.
Oh boy, it was sad to watch these videos because it definitely looked like a shell of its former self. There was like no one there. It was really
Yeah.
creepy.
The official explanation was that the Six Flags America and Hurricane Harbor were, quote, not a strategic fit with the company's long-term growth plan, according to the Six Flags president CEO Richard Zimmerman. That translates as they got a real estate company, CBRE, who are going to turn this 500-acre property into probably housing or mixed-use development, land in the Washington, D.C. Area for housing is very popular. So I'm sure it will get sold and there'll be some big, expensive gated community there someday.
Absolutely. I just drove through the area and the amount of really nice surrounding neighborhoods, because there's so many people that are working in Baltimore, DC, and they all live on the outskirts. This is just ripe for the taking with its location, especially. It is just east of DC.
This is hard on the folks who live in that DC area and were fans of the park, but it's also even harder on the employees. There were 70 employees who were full-time there. Hopefully some of them were able to relocate elsewhere in the chain or moved on to other things. Also, no word quite yet on what's happening with the 8 roller coasters that there were there. Six Flags has been known in the past for moving attractions around to other parks. So I'm sure we'll see some of them either sold off or pop up at another Six Flags park.
Absolutely. I feel like whenever we talk about this Six Flags merger, that everything kind of blows up because it's just such a hot topic. So I am not surprised this is number one. And I'm sure next year we're going to have one that is probably the moving of a coaster to somewhere else.
So I guess if you are a theme park fan and you are living in this area, you're going to have to either drive north to Six Flags Great Adventure in New Jersey or south to Virginia for Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, or King's Dominion. Those are your closest options now, I think. All right. Well, that is going to bring us to the end of our top 10 stories of 2025. Before we wrap it up, let's take a look back at some of the comments that you left us. Christian Sanchez wants to know if we are excited for the new Rock and Roller Coaster. Yes, it was not one of our top stories of this year, but I'm sure it will be a top story next year. I am excited for more Muppets. Anything.
Me too. Yes, very excited.
Michael Bingham was excited to see Epic Universe on the list. You still have not gone there. You need to make that part of your 2026 For sure. And also glad that you liked that exhibit over at the Walt Disney Presents Museum. Pastor John Self checking
Hello,
in.
John.
John, thank you so much for everything you ate for us this
Yes.
year and everything you will continue to eat for us in 2026. Thank you to everyone. Before we go, we want to give one last thank you to our sponsors, MEI and Mouse Fan Travel, for all of their support this year. We also want to remind you to go ahead and purchase that copy of our Epic Universe commemorative magazine while you still can. And please go on over and give us a rating and review on Apple Podcast or Spotify or wherever you happen to listen to us. And please give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. You can also please be sure to follow us at attractionsmagazine.com, where you'll find all the articles that we talked about today, and search for Attractions Magazine on your favorite social media platforms. Carly, where can folks find you on the interwebs?
You can find me at Adventures by Carly.
And you can find me at S. Kuberski and at The Unofficial Guides, and pick up copies of my new 2026 guidebooks at theunofficialguides.com. And until next year,
Woo! Weird.
we hope you folks stay safe, try something new, but most importantly, have fun, have a safe and restful new year, and we will see you again next time.
Next year. Wow. Bye.
Bye.